Stormshield weather, certified most accurate.
And good evening, everyone. Here's a live picture as we look from the downtown camera. You might want to study that very carefully because you may just see a wet snowflake pop down in the middle of that camera. I think I've seen a couple of those. And that is because right now we have some moderate to almost heavy rainfall across the city. And it's kind of cooling that column of air from the ground all the way up through evaporation. And so it's very possible that not far off the ground, the temperature could be just below freezing. And so we could have a couple of snowflakes mixing in there. But I'm not expecting anything in the way of accumulation. Higher elevations here over southern LaFleur County, on down into McCurtain County. Now there's a possibility there some of those higher elevations could have a little snow on the ground by the time it's all said and done. If you look carefully here, you'll see a few blues and pinks kind of show up from time to time near Chelsea over toward Veneta. So just an indication that really it's the precipitation rate that might be helping to produce that little bit of frozen precipitation out there tonight. Changes back over here south and east of Bixby. That's a pretty good downpour right there east of Bixby, perhaps over toward Leonard out Highway 64, over toward Wagner and Coweta, and then up toward Claremore. We just had a heavier little rain shower go through there, and then it cooled back down as it moved off to the east. How much rain are we talking about? Holdenville, almost 2 inches of rainfall today. Tallahena, more than 1.5 inches. Clayton, almost 1.5 inches. Worcester, about 1.5 inches. And Okemah, 1 3/10 inches. So the heaviest amounts have been really down toward Interstate 40 and south of that, as McAllister has registered 1 inch in the gauge so far. Muskogee, about 0.3 of an inch. Tulsa, almost 1/2 inch of rainfall. Less up at Bartlesville and Coffeyville, but thankfully they got some rain. I am seeing a more active weather pattern now developing. We've been kind of stuck in what we'll call a blocking pattern for so long. Here it is, a piece of just a ridge of high pressure built up out over the west, really because we had some warming around the North Pole and it forced a piece of cold air down here into the Pacific, and it just kind of shunted all the flow away. And so we got into this ridge. Well, now finally, if you watch here in the next several days, you'll see how this ridge or this bell shape out here kind of starts to erode and break down as subsequent storms come across the middle part of the country. And so that should put us into a more active and cooler weather pattern as we head into March. Heavener's another spot that we thought we saw a couple of snowflakes. Back to that downtown camera. There are raindrops on the camera lens right now here as we head through the 5 o'clock hour. Down to 41 degrees, north wind at 21 miles an hour. So it is a cold night out there, and this evening, rain, and there could be a possible little brief mix from time to time. Temperature holds steady right around 40 degrees, and then a brief band around midnight to about 1 a.m. of rain. Then it starts to clear out and the temperature's around 37 degrees. Today's high was 48 after a morning low of 40. The averages are 56 and 34, so you can see a well below average kind of day. 37 tonight in Talala and Claremore. We'll see overnight lows around Stillwell at 38 and Tahlequah down to 35. And Tahlequah is one of those spots where we could see a brief little mix. McAllister 38 as the skies clear out, but we've got that brisk north-northwest wind. So tomorrow, blue skies but cold at 9 a.m., 38 degrees. Middle part of the day, 48 bright, but a brisk north wind, and then 54 sunny, but just a pesky cold wind. Sky took tomorrow around 56. It'll be mid-40s at Tulsa, upper 50s. Should say mid-50s at Tulsa, upper 50s Okmulgee and Shakota, and then south of Interstate 40, upper 50s around McAllister, Wilburton around 54 as we lose the clouds a little later in the day. Here's the 7-day forecast. 53 on Thursday with a fast-moving system coming through. 29 Friday morning, but look at Friday afternoon, 63. 70 Saturday, Sunday, another front on the way next Tuesday. And Brian, coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, I will have the 2016 spring weather outlook for Green Country.
The much anticipated outlook. Thanks, Brett.